writers, the other writers of the New Testament, that they chose to write to these churches during this time of the early church. So today we'll be in Galatians. Now, last week we talked about the risks of conforming to the world outside. The Judaizers that wanted so much for the Christians to just calm down and go back to being like everybody else. And there are a lot of risks in our society today, those that want the church to just calm down and be like everybody else. We're not called to be like everybody else. But the Judaizers were not really an outside influence. They were an inside influence. Because they were Christians, they believed in Jesus, they just didn't want a Christianity that didn't look like Judaism. So today we're going to take a look at the risks and the compromise that is put before us within the church. Those times when, as believers, we identify ourselves more closely with something other than Christ. And then, because of that, we begin to divide from other believers. We begin to determine that they need to look like our brand of Christianity. Well, I've got news for you. Christianity doesn't look like your brand of Christianity. Rather, you and I need to look like Christ. And if we all focus on looking like Christ, then we'll get along just fine. It's when we start being more concerned that people look like us than that we look like Christ that we get into trouble. So today we're going to be looking at Galatians chapter 2. I look forward to opening that up with you and taking a look at what Paul has to say there and being encouraged, challenged, and hopefully we come away with a better understanding of how we ought to live before Christ and before this world. I think that's it. So, I'll see you in just a little while. God bless you. I'm glad that you're here with us. I know we have many who watch us from the Lighthouse Mission as well as across the United States and perhaps even beyond. Wherever you're watching from,